Hey Bears, I'm Raya Razzo. On this week's CTV Bear Breakdown, opening night is upon us for this year's OneActs. Strong performances highlight the Summa Invitational, and we sit down with incoming Stuco President Sam Holley.
I'd like to say I feel honored that I was chosen by my peers for this position.
That and more next. The final stanza of the theater department's year begins tonight. The annual OneActs will start at 7 each of the next 3 nights in the Little Theater. The production is actually a series of one-act plays performed and directed by students. This year, 6 independent shows comprise the OneActs.
Coordinating the OneActs is always difficult because we have 6 different shows going on, and you've got 6 different casts, and then you've got all the crew work behind the scenes too, so it's just a lot of work.
Mrs. Hayes says there's a lot of comedy in this year's shows, mixed with a little romance and fantasy. Tickets cost $5 in advance, $6 at the door, and you can buy them at lunch. Some of the best track and field teams in the Metro and from around the state converged on Chrisman on Friday. The 58th annual Bill Summa Invitational brought 14 other schools here. Both the Chrisman boys and girls finished 9th overall. Combined, the teams collected 7 medals. Several Bears set personal records or season best marks, including senior Cameron Holloman and sophomore Jackie David. Both medaled in 2 events apiece, and both bested their own school records in one of their 2 individual events. Former Chrisman coach Bill Summa was recognized during the meet that bears his name. The track will now also be named after him. His name will be added to it when the surface is repainted this summer. A successful trip to the Job Olympics for some Chrisman special education students. The group of more than a dozen students brought home 25 medals Friday, 14 gold, 5 silver, and 6 bronze. The Job Olympics is a competition aimed at promoting employability skills for special education students. They participate in different tasks such as bagging groceries, folding laundry, and sorting change. Before leaving for the event in Blue Springs, several Chrisman students and staff gave the competitors a warm send-off. They lined the halls cheering for the students as they made their way towards the buses. Chrisman's band and orchestra competed last week at State Large Ensemble Festival. Symphonic Orchestra earned the highest possible rating. Both band and concert orchestra received the 2nd highest rating of outstanding. Thursday marks the final day of auditions for next year's Blue and Gold singers. Dr. Patch says he'll post the results on Monday. Tryouts wrap up Thursday for the cheerleading team as well. They started Monday. This year, the coaches made cuts each night of tryouts. They are trimming the roster down even more than they did last year because there will not be a junior varsity squad. Coach Higley says with only 2 coaches, one team will be safer. That one squad will consist of a competition team, competition alternates, and game day cheerleaders. Still time to order a Chrisman t-shirt with a little shine on it. The cheer team is selling logo shirts like the one you see here, except the logo is made of gold and glitter. They cost $15. Pick up an order form from the athletics office or Coach Higley. The deadline to order and pay is Friday. We are 2 weeks away from tryouts for Chrisman's Color Guard. To learn the routine, you must attend clinics on Monday, April 22nd and Tuesday, the 23rd. Auditions then take place that Thursday from 5 to 7. See Ms. Lopez in the band room with any questions. We talked about the track team earlier, but now we want to take a moment and look at the early season results from the other spring sports. A year after finishing 3rd in the world, the ISD Robotics team came up short in its efforts to return to the international stage. They finished 13th out of 36 teams at the Greater Kansas City Regional a few weeks ago. While not good enough to qualify for the next stage, it was a dramatic improvement from their first tournament of the year, when the first bots of Independence finished 42nd.
So basically our whole robot, how we had planned and designed it, nothing really worked together mechanically. And so we had to learn how to take a robot that we thought was going to do all offense and take it to do only defense. And that was our big problem in Arkansas. And then going on to Greater Kansas City, we ended up taking the week in between, and we ended up making a shooter, which did allow us to score about 6 to 8 points a game.
The top-ranked alliance knocked out the FBI in the quarterfinals. The team did earn the Spirit Award, and a team member earned the prestigious honor of being named a Dean's List finalist. 3 Bears qualified for national competitions within the last few weeks. Senior Tyler Zeller will compete at the DECA International Career Development Conference in Orlando at the end of this month. He earned first place in Business Financial Services at the state DECA competition in late March. The Chrisman hosted chapter will send 2 ladies to the organization's National Leadership Conference this summer. Juniors Topanga Jones and Rachel Slayton earned 2nd and 3rd in their respective events at HOSA State a couple of weeks ago. Jones competes in health career photography, Slayton in medical reading. Chrisman's digital media brought home 24 awards for this year's Missouri Interscholastic Journalism Day at Mizzou, including 5 of the highest honors. Daniel Lopez, Reagan Keltner, Riley LaRoche, Cheyenne Pyatt, and myself all earned All Missouri for one of our respective entries. Here's a look at all the rest of the winners. Prom arrives in a little more than 3 weeks. You can buy your ticket now in the front office. They cost $40. If you want to bring someone who doesn't attend Chrisman, you must fill out and return a guest permission slip no later than April 19th. Prom takes place Saturday, May 4th. It will run from 6 to 10 at the Hilton Garden Inn. The annual mock car crash that takes place in the lead up to prom will happen in a couple of weeks, specifically on Thursday, April 25th. It will cover parts of 2nd hour and into 4th hours. Students Against Destructive Decisions put on the event to illustrate the importance of making good decisions, especially when driving. It consists of a staged crash that features student actors, and SAT is looking for students who would like to participate. See Ms. Stafford in room 143 for an application. Next school year, a new student council board will help lead Chrisman. The person leading the board will be new president Sam Holley. We sat down with Holley shortly after he won the election. We'll air parts of that interview on the next 2 CTVs. Today he addresses if he was nervous during the election and why he wanted to run for president in the first place.
I decided to run for president because I was, not just the fact that I had been wanting to become more of a major part of change of how people perceive Chrisman, because over the years they haven't been so good, at least on the sports and extracurricular activities. And we're really known for character, and I really feel that that's something that I feel like I could help change. And some of my motivations for wanting to become it was wanting to see more change, and as well as our advisors in Stuco really pushed me to more of a leadership role since my freshman year, from just basically being at the retreats to being at poster makings and stuff like that.
Were you confident that you would win?
To be honest, I was confident within myself that I would be able to come with the mindset that it's okay regardless of what the results are. I had lots of people text me and send me a Snapchat or even direct message me on Instagram telling me to keep my head high and that they believed in me.
On the next Bear Breakdown, hear what Holley hopes to accomplish as president and what he looks forward to seeing happen during his tenure. That's it for this week's Bear Breakdown. I'm Mariah Razzo, and we'll see you next time, Bears.